Turn me up. This is
coming to you from the heart of the Pacific, brought to you by Paulie by Design.
respected at all times.
Broadcasting from San Francisco, California, the city by the bay.
It's about to go down.
We shine on positive Pacific Islander role models every Sunday.
Party on a Sunday.
From 10 a.m. to noon, it's time for the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts,
Listening to
Naki and Carl.
What's up, Naki?
What's up?
You look cold over there in your big Vasa sweatshirt, all bundled up.
I'm a little cold.
It's cool here in the studio. Episode 47, season 5 of the Faika podcast. Let's see. We are going to do, obviously, our check-ins, and we're going to talk about someone's birthday that happened yesterday. I don't know what the other topics are that we had, but we do have in the back half, we've got a brand new making his pro debut in the Bellator organization, Bobby Seronio III, fighting out of Vallejo. And he'll be at the SAP Center at Bellator 266 on Saturday. We have him and one of the leaders at Rhythmic Catalyst Fight Management, Christine, the manager, is going to be here as well. And that's in our second half of the show. That's our show today. Naki, what's good?
Good morning. Good morning. Yvette is checking in on Facebook. Good morning, Yvette.
Morning, Yvette.
This week, the beginning of the week was Labor Day. So I didn't have to work, but I know Carl works every day. So it's not really a holiday for him.
Less Labor Day is what it was for me. I had less labor that day.
Oh, okay. So I chilled. There was no big barbecue. We got to sleep in and hang out. We had Koviki talk with Mana Pacifica, with Ruta and Fatih. And so they talked about all the services that they do as a doula, but we'll get into that later. We had Snacky with Naki last week, and where we tipped our Turo $720. And I was like, okay. And people were like, when can we donate? When can we donate? And I was like, oh, in a week or two, because I don't want to go eat soon.
People can't wait.
Yeah, people can't wait. And I get it, because it's one of those make you feel good kind of things. And so Carmen, one of our followers who gives like all the time, and she goes above and beyond. And so she's like, when are you giving? And when are you starting? And I said, oh, the week of the 20th or something like that. And she said, okay. And then she sends me money. And then people I think as soon as the videos hit, people started sending money. And I forget, that's when people are in their feels, and the video makes you feel good. So people just started sending money. And so I was like, ugh. So I posted the flyer and I was like, okay, we're starting round 16, which is crazy that we're at round 16. And so, so far we have like $485.50, which is crazy to me.
And that translates to 86
because Mena doesn't like the 50 cents. Right. So whenever we have 50 cents, she dollars it out. So crazy, amazing. So thank you to everyone who's donated this far. We have, I'm going to go another week out, because if I go to eat every week, I'm just going to gain everything that I've lost.
Did you ever think it was going to end up like this?
I didn't. I thought when we started Snacky with Naki, well, first of all, we were thinking of what more can we do with PBD? And you're like, oh, you think of something and I'll think of something. We're still waiting on you.
I'm still thinking.
I know. And Carl's like, you got to think of something. You got to do it. And I was like, oh, the pressure. And so Zoom meetings had just started, and people, all the time we were in a Zoom meeting, I was snacking, and you guys would message me and go, what are you eating? What are you snacking on? And I have no shame. The camera is on and I'm eating. And so then Yvette, who is part of our crew, was like, snacky. She says snacky. And then we were like, snacky with Naki, what can we do? And I think we were going to at first review food that I ate. but I wasn't feeling that because to me, everything is good. So there's really no review. If food, I'm going to eat it. So then I seen this lady on TikTok. I love TikTok. This lady was doing it on TikTok where she would ask her followers for 50 cents, but she was like giving away a crazy amount of money. Like people at the end of her week, she would get like $11,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm not, I just,
If
no.
I get
If I get
$20
$50 or 20, yeah, I thought, okay, I can do this. I'm going to try it. But it took me a minute because I was scared. I don't know why I was scared, but then we thought we'll do Snacky with Nacky and ask for 50 cents and whatever we got. And we literally thought we're going to get $100 and we'll just go tip a donut shop or a coffee place or somewhere. And that is a great tip. Don't get me wrong. Any amount of money that you tip an essential server is a great amount of money. And so the first time we did it, we collected over $2,000, and I was like, "Holy!" And then just the
I
feeling.
think a lot of what people thought was it was going to be like a one-shot deal.
Yes.
Right. We had people donating like $50.
Yeah. And I was
we were
like, hey,
50 cents.
Yes, 50
not
cents.
$20, not $50. So I think the first time we did it,
Yeah.
people were thinking more of it's a they're going to do this one time.
Yeah.
But it's got legs now. And the only reason it's got legs is because if it's 50 cents, it's not another bill. And you always say, I don't want to be another bill.
I don't want to be another bill. Do not send me more than you can afford, or do not send if you can afford it. So people just have been sending in. I think it's the whole feeling of collectively we're blessing someone.
Right.
It's not just PBD. It's, your 50 cents and your 50 cents.
Right.
And you're a part of this giving process that is blessing people. So,
and that fits the community, right? This is the community getting together
Yes.
to help a single person.
Right.
And that fits.
It fits. Not everybody can go and do something, but this 50 cents is crazy amazing, and it's blessing a bunch of people. And so people are being blessed from, and even my coworkers, my girlfriend that I work with, she's like, "Oh, I'm not missing out on blessings. Here's my, here's my tip." So,
so $486 in the first week, and you're going to go another week.
I'm going to go another week, just because I usually make it run 2 weeks. Before it was weekly, and I gained like 10 pounds, and I was like, okay, we gotta slow it down a little. So
you could do it for like a drive-through. Like
I
a Starbucks drive-through, or it doesn't have to be like a big meal.
Yeah, we did Dutch Brothers. We got like $1,400 one week, and then we tipped. We went to go eat and tipped someone $1,000, and then I went to Dutch Brothers and drove through, and me and Mena tipped them the remaining balance, which was like $400 and something. But I literally had to force them to take it because they were like, no, it's okay. You're good. I need to talk to your manager.
Went full Karen on them.
I need to talk to your manager. I need to talk to your district manager if they're on the phone. Get them on the phone. So anyway, that was great. So yeah, so far $485.50, which Mena always rounds it off to the next dollar. So thank you to everyone that gave.
Yeah, the thought process was that we wanted to do some kind of a blog. And it was like, let's do something, so we can put it on the website, of which the website is now done. We're ready to, we're going to have a re-release of the website coming up, probably this week or next weekend. But the thought was like, we have a blog page. Let's start putting content on the blog. So Nacky knocked it off the park. That's a little bit of a hard act to follow. I am actually gathering video content for my portion of the blog, but it is not going to rival Snacky with Nacky. I just let everybody know now.
No. So I think it's Snacky with Nacky, but really it's everybody. So I think that's why people are drawn to it. But good morning to JT Tenadora, who's checking in on Facebook.
Good morning, brother.
Mr. Rhythmic Catalyst, the man himself.
Rhythmic Catalyst Fight Management.
Yes.
On stage this Saturday at the SAP Center, San Jose. Bellator 266, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's always Fight week's always a great week.
Yes, it's a good week. And so also good morning to George and Rebecca Chica. Good morning, family.
Good morning, Chica family.
Tapa Tualaulale is tuning in on Facebook. Thank you so much for checking in. So this weekend was my birthday weekend, and I took Friday. I always take the day before my birthday off just to chill or do whatever. And my girlfriend, who I've known since I was like 11 or 12, Kay, She knows that I take the day before or the day after of. And so last month, I think it was, she's like, what are you doing the day before your birthday? And I was like, nothing. I'm literally doing nothing. I'm just going to chill. And so she's like, okay, then let's chill together. And I was like, okay. And Kay is really like, I've known her since I was, I believe, 11. And we grew up together. We went to elementary and middle school and high school, and we got married. We were in each other's weddings, and our kids, we raised our kids together. And so our kids are really close, which I'm so grateful for. I'm grateful for our sisterhood. And then now we're going to be grandmothers together. And we were like kind of all teary eyed because her daughter is expecting and my son is having a baby. And those two are really close, Mac and Tiffany, which I love. All our kids are close. And Mac and Tiffany stay in touch because they're about a few months apart with the babies. And so they talk to each other often. And it really warms my heart that our kids grew up together. And so that our grandbabies are going to grow up together. So
what a great time.
It's
for
a
both
great
families.
time. Yeah. And so Kay and I we have a relationship where we don't have to entertain each other. We could just sit around and not say nothing, but as long as we're together hanging out. And so I've always loved that about us. No stress. We didn't talk work. Thank you, Jesus. I didn't do no PBD. So I've been really stressful lately, and to sit around and chill for a day and not do anything, not talk about anything stressful, was really, really, a blessing for me. So I left my house at 11. We went and had lunch at Luca's, which is a restaurant in Oakland, which used to be our like hangout back in the day. And I don't know if they still do, but we used to go there and they'd have reggae in the back, and then the food and bar was in the front. So it was kind of nostalgic, kind of, sort of.
Now you remember where the food and the drink was.
I was like, remember we used to come here on Friday nights, and then we sat there and talked for 2 hours. And then after that, we were like, let's just go back to your house and hang out. Cause that's what she was like, oh, we could go to the movies. We can go get a mani, a pedi. I was like, nah, I'm just let's just hang out. So we did that in her backyard, chilled. And then I left at 11. I got home at like 10 p.m.
Dang.
It was such a good day. I was so relaxed. I didn't even have to think on Friday. And it was such a good feeling. So we hung out, and I wanted to thank her for the day that I had. I love her so much. My kids consider her their aunt. They know that she is my sister. And whenever we have important family events, there's no doubt that she is part of my family. And so she's there automatically. Her and my sister Kimmy and TT, those are my ride and dies. So,
I think it's our lives are so busy now that when you actually have time like that,
yes,
where it's just like you don't have to think,
right.
You don't have to, there's no pressure or no, expectation.
Yeah.
I think it's because those are so special. It really puts into perspective how busy our lives are.
Our lives are so crazy busy, and we don't see each other all the time. We do like Zoom calls once every other week, where we can see each other's faces, or we'll text message. But to have the one-on-one in person it meant a lot to me. So I loved the time that I spent with her. And so, yeah. But I just love that our families have grown to love each other. Like husband, who is her husband. We call each other's husband's husband. He was so sweet. He left us alone. He checked on us. He was just, I don't know. I love my people.
We had gone down to the city to pay our respects to Sister Patsy Tito's family.
Yes.
And we ended up at a house in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And Kay came out. I didn't know she was there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you knew she was going to be there until
I didn't know she was
there.
going to be there that day.
Right.
Yeah.
So we get there and she comes out, gives us hugs, and then she says, "Oh, husband is inside." And then I realized that's right. That's the language.
Yeah.
That's how you speak about your husband. Mo's husband.
Yes.
He's husband is the same way with T. TT.
No,
he's got a name.
That's just brother.
He's got a name.
Yeah, that's brother. But yeah, so Dame and Kay, Dame and Mose are husband. There are all three of our husbands. So that's how it goes. But yeah, when we went to Sister Patsy's, so Kay's sister-in-law, Christine, is married to Patsy's brother, Mike. And so they were there paying their respects. And I didn't know. And Patsy was like, did you two set this up? I was like, I swear, I didn't even know. So
just connected that way.
It just connected that way.
I remember we had early on, and nobody go back this far in the catalog to listen to this episode, because when we started, we have better podcasts now than we did back then.
A little bit.
Back in the day when we were still on 7th Street between Market and Mission.
Oh my God, that's awful.
We had an episode, and I didn't know at the time. So we had Kay Akessa and Annie Uparesa on the show.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I think we were talking about tattoos. We're talking about culture.
Right.
And I didn't know until when we started getting into school, that all three of you went to high school at the same high school together. So that was surprising to me, that you three were, that connected, and that you had known Kay since the beginning. You know what I mean? Like you guys go way back. So.
Yeah, way back. So it was really good to hang out with her. And then yesterday, I just had a really good weekend. Yesterday, I chilled in bed until 2-ish. 2
That's
o'clock.
a good day.
Yeah.
So Saturday, Friday you hang out with Kay.
Yeah.
And then Saturday you get another chill day, man.
Saturday,
that's some good time right there.
We hung out in bed, just me and my kids and Mo. We watched the Oregon and Ohio State football game. We watched college football, and I was like in and out of sleep all day. And then around
anytime Ohio State, I mean, especially because there's such a Polynesian connection.
Well, both teams had a lot.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, now you're a Division I powerhouse.
Right.
You probably have a Polynesian on the field. But my corporate office for the company that I've worked at for almost 20 years is from. It's in Columbus. That's where the corporate office is. So I would go there 3-4 times a year, and everybody's just this fanatical Ohio State fan, because they don't have, I don't know if they have a professional hockey team at this point, but for the most part, like we've got the Warriors, we got the A's, the Giants, the Niners, all right here. Right. Yeah. Well, not the Raiders anymore. They leave every 10-20 years, but in Ohio, in Columbus, it's Ohio State. Like there isn't a whole bunch of other things. Like they got the Blue Jackets, but for the most part, but man, every cubicle, like every game, it's all Ohio State. So of course, I got to irritate everybody. I become a complete anti-Ohio State fan. Yeah. So every time they're on, what's going to bug me is they've already got a loss on their record, right? And at the end of this year, mark my words, they'll be trying to figure out how they get into the playoffs, with one, maybe even 2 losses. Yeah. There's teams like that even if they got a loss, they're going to end up in the discussion at the end of the year. But that Ohio State Oregon game that's a big game, and it's almost like a rivalry at this point. Like they played a lot over the last 10 years. Yeah,
it was a really good game. Oregon played really good, and we were like picking. I mean, when we see a PI kid get on, we're like, whose family is that? And then we break it down. We break it down. The last name, Almavai, of course, is Fanga and Epi's nephew, who was playing for Oregon. So it was a good game. And then around 2 o'clock, we went to go watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's like the new Marvel movie. It was so good. So good. I highly, highly, highly recommend that movie. I'm not a real big Marvel person, but I am because of Malia. And so,
are you a DC person or?
No, I just watch whatever. So, that I'd have to say that is the best one so far, because the special effects were off the hook from beginning to end. The storyline was good. There was humor, there was sadness, it was just really, really good. And so, we went to see the movie with my brother and Mo and the kids, and it's the best movie I've seen in a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
one of the best movies I've seen in a long time, in my opinion. You go watch it and make up your own mind, but to me, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. So,
did you go see it in a little tiny theater? Did you go to a luxury theater?
IMAX,
Wow.
IMAX in Fairfield. So it was a really good movie, and then I think it was like 2 hours, Mena. And you know what, the Marvel movies, it rolls and then nobody left after the credits started, because you have to stay till the end, because what they do is during the credits, they have a snippet of the next movie coming out. And so they did that. And then we were like still sitting there. You literally had to wait until they were done, because then another snippet came out. We're like, nobody left the studio until
So what's
the
coming
screen
out?
was black.
Were they interesting?
Yes.
The movies coming out?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's that same Shanghai. If he's the new Marvel person, then that's his next movie.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So it was really good. I highly recommend it. I'm even willing to go watch it again. And I never watch a movie twice, but this one I'll watch 2-3 times. So yeah.
Nice.
Very nice. So yeah. And then yesterday was Monifo's birthday, her daughter.
That's right.
Nini's 18th birthday. They live around a corner from us. So we stopped in to give Nini a card. And I was like, I'm going to go in the morning yesterday. I said, I'm going to go stop at Nini's birthday party. And everybody's like, we got plans. We got plans for you. So I was like, okay, we'll stop later. Dropped a card, and it was good to see everybody there. And so, yeah, happy birthday to Nini. How about you?
I didn't have just work. I mean, I didn't do anything. I did get some walks in because it's finally cooling off.
Yeah.
And some of them are a little rough because of the energy level.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just work. And I've been actually attended a couple Samoan language classes, worked in the book a little, sent you a few messages that made almost sense.
They did make sense. They did make sense.
I went for a walk and I'm tired. She wrote, yeah, well, I understood what you said, but it was written, like a second or third grade.
I know, but you got it though. You got it. So I understood what you were trying to say. So that's the important thing. So it was good.
So long ways to go with that, but there's some basics that I didn't get before.
Yeah.
That I get now. So
good.
Little progress at a time. A little bit at a time.
Awesome. That was our. Okay, well, you had a quick check-in. Okay, we're going to go to break real quick.
We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking with a young man following his passion, chasing his dreams.
Yes.
And we'll be fighting in front of a huge crowd at the SAP Center this Saturday at Bellator 266 in San Jose, Bobby Seronio. And when we come back, we're going to talk to that young man.
Yeah, next you're going to be listening to Family Matters by Tiano. You're listening to the Faika broadcast. We'll be right back.
Family matters, yo. Everything I dream, everything I push for, everything I live for is for my family. Got this fire inside, got my back up inside, got the ones who mean the world, supporting everything I do. When life's not easy and the world gets heavy, and when I'm stuck on what I'm doing, I know that I can count on other ones. See me in my diapers, I was young. They know just what to say. They say, boy, trust your heart, follow your dreams. You gotta do it for you and me. If you trust in God and pray about things, He'll provide you what you need. Mama's cooking up good, kids playing outside, pops pumping those jams, you know I'm good. Got my roots on lock, have my people in my heart, I know I'll be alright, I'll do it for my hood. I promise to try to make you proud. God, through you I see wisdom. Remind me who you are to me. You help me when it's hard, help me out the dark, gonna do it for my family. They told me, boy, trust your heart, follow your dreams. You gotta do it for you and me. If you trust in God and pray about things, He'll provide you what you need. Sami ulatolu vesi ulaki kohoku dauki asihova ihigai tu amasiva. Amen.
Attention all you adults. Get the COVID vaccine. As we get back to school, it's important that we mask up and vax up. We want to play with our friends. For more information, go to pacificislanderhealth.org. Give it a shot.
So cute. So
Who
cute.
doesn't like kids' voices?
No, go get vaccinated if you want. There you go. You're listening to the Faika broadcast. I'm Naki. With me, as always, is Carl.
Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning. Good morning. So we have a special treat this morning. Our family Rhythmic Catalyst is in the building with one of their fighters, Bobby, who will be fighting this Saturday. So you need to go get your tickets unless they're sold out, which it's going to happen real quick. So you need to get there soon. I'm going to let you introduce Bobby.
Bobby had I don't know, long in terms of years or months, but he had 4 amateur fights, 1 undefeated. And the next step is to get out of the amateur ranks and into the professional ranks, get paid to do what you love to do. And this isn't a small professional, some kind of regional circuit. This is an international company, well-known, Bellator. Mixed martial arts. So he's making his professional mixed martial arts debut at the SAP Center in San Jose, California at Bellator 266. Less than a week away. Fighting under the Rhythmic Catalyst Fight Management banner. Bobby's a well-rounded skill set. And actually, I had a brief conversation with him. I would have expected when I said, hey, what's your strength? That he would have said wrestling, because the wrestling, the skill set was so evident. But he has a proud family history lineage with Kaju Kembo Karate.
Nice.
So he is a striker by background, but you wouldn't necessarily know it if you saw him take somebody down, and the ground and pound is vicious. Bobby is Filipino and Chamorro descent and will be alive. He's our live in studio guest today. So good morning, Bobby. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me come in.
Of course. I am a big fan of Rhythmic Catalyst and everything they do, and their fighters that they have fighting under them have grown so much from beginning amateur. So I've been watching some of the casts that came in and just full force, and so I'm excited to see you grow and get in there and kick some ass. How about that?
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you grew up.
Well, I grew up in Vallejo, California, but how it all started, my family from my dad's side, they all came from Hawaii, and from them, that's where I started doing karate, because it all started from my great grandpa to my grandpa to my dad, and passed on to me and my family and my siblings.
That's some lineage right there.
Right.
Usually you get maybe dad did a little, but we're talking generations up. And Kaju Kembo has originated from Palama, right? In Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's the style of karate that you practice?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. You also came with Christine, who's representing Rhythmic Catalyst. Good morning, Christine. Thank you for traveling this way. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a lot about Rhythmic Catalyst?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. So I'm Christine. I'm the president of Rhythmic Catalyst, and we are a fight promotion company. And we want to take folks like Bobby who are interested in a career in MMA and, help them achieve that dream.
That's awesome. And how long has Bobby been fighting for you or under Rhythmic Catalyst?
Fairly new, I
Yeah, we
think.
just started.
Awesome. And then tell us about why or how long Rhythmic Catalyst has been in business.
It's been about 7 or so years that
That's
we've been
awesome.
doing this. We kind of started out doing music and then it kind of shifted into MMA. And we're doing a little bit of music again, but it's just been really fun to watch us, go back and forth between the two different aspects of entertainment.
Awesome. And the big fight is this Saturday. And so just real quick, if people want to get tickets, how do we do that?
I'm pretty sure you can go on to Bellator's website. I think you can reach out to Joe, who kind of manages tickets on our end, and for Bobby. And of course, you can get them from Bobby.
Yes. So Bobby, but who inspired you to start fighting, or why did you start?
It's a funny story because since it started from my great grandpa, my grandpa, my dad, kind of like just led on to me and my siblings, and we just started sparring, started training in the garage, and that's where it all started. And from there, we started
from Pacific Islander speak. That means that's just siblings.
The kids were fighting each other.
Yeah. We were kind of forced into it.
Fighting each other.
Yeah, it all started from me, my sisters, and my cousins started joining us, and then from there we just built on to create a school.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 sisters, one younger sister and one older sister.
And they fight too?
They fight.
Oh, nice.
They're vicious.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, sisters and brothers are pretty vicious.
Yeah.
It's funny because PI families, we usually get the kids in a room and make each other fight. Just, I don't know why we do that. We just do that.
I guess it's for fun.
Yeah.
You know how many Pacific Islander wrestling matches in the living room start out wrestling matches and end up full
Somebody's
on,
crying. Yeah.
One of the adults come in and, what happened? I don't know.
So let me tell one of my things, because I'm a eater, but I know that you have to cut weight and then tons of water. What are you doing now? And did you have to cut a lot of weight?
I cut a good amount of weight.
Yeah.
Normally I walk around pretty heavy.
What is your weight normally?
Like 155, 150 around there.
That's not bad.
No, he's fighting at 135.
Yeah, I'm fighting 135, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Pretty skinny.
Yeah. Was it hard or do you have to have a menu, right?
Yeah, we're on like a kind of like a strict diet, but then this weight cut's going like far the best cut right now. I'm feeling good.
I asked him when he walked in when we, everybody's going to hug, right? As we hug, I put my arms around him. I was like, dang, what are you walking on? What are you at right now? Because being this close to a fight, it's like you're only 141.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that is a smooth going weight cut because there's a lot of people that are, 6 pounds out, 7 pounds out day of the weigh-ins or day before the weigh-ins. Has it been was there a change in the diet or the approach this time, or is it just going smoother than before?
It's just going smoother than it's been for like all 4 fights. This is probably the best weight cut. Felt good. My training has been going good.
Awesome.
Is it lack of energy or not lack of injuries that you think this weight cut is easier, that you're able to work better, or can you really put your fingers on why this one's going a little bit smoother than the other ones?
Out of all the fights, this is the first fight camp where like I'm not injured. My energy's good. Everything's going like perfect.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I think how much weight can you so if you're fighting at 135, the day of the fight, you have to weigh that, or is there a leeway?
No. So we weigh in the day before the fight. So we have like within 24 hours to rehydrate and like get your body back up to like not walk around weight, but like close to it.
And after you weigh in the day before, can you eat?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can eat.
Okay, that's come one of the things on Friday.
But I can't eat like a burger.
Right. So what can you eat?
Well, I like eating like pasta, like spaghetti.
Yeah, pasta.
Carbs.
Yeah.
Carbs. Get your energy back. I think that's one of the things that isn't as understood by the casual fan is somebody who fights at 145 or 135. Like that's not what they walk around at. They're trying to peak right at the right moment in the weight cut, they're only at that weight for a short period of time.
Yep.
They make the weigh-ins and then they rehydrate, and they're in the cage at, 10, 15 pounds higher at a 135 weight class. You can see people that fight at like 205, that come in at 220, like 220. Like there's a huge difference between what people walk around at and what they fight at. Did you always cut weight since you started, even in the amateurs, your same weight class?
Even doing sport karate, I've been cutting weight. I think I started doing like 88 and under.
Wow.
Yeah. And from there, I just every year for the World Games for sport karate, I was cutting weight.
Wow. That's crazy to me. I can't even. Look at me. I ain't fighting nobody but food. I fight food. That's all I fight.
It's okay. Me too. Just not right now.
Awesome. So tell me about this week. What are you going to do this week besides cutting food? Are you in the gym? And who is training you?
My dad.
Awesome.
Dad's training
and
me.
Dad's in the studio.
Yeah, my dad's training me. A few of my uncles are training me, and I have like the best teammates who are like always there for me as well.
Awesome.
They're always pushing me every day to like make sure the day of the fight I'm prepared, I'm ready.
And has your dad been your trainer your whole career?
My dad's been there.
And when did this start? Like not like 4 or a couple years ago, or when has he started?
He was there when I started in the garage.
Yeah,
when I was 5 years old.
Awesome. And what is your mom? Because I'm a mother. What does your mom think of this whole fighting thing?
She's down for
it.
But
can she watch?
Because she can watch it, but she gets very nervous.
Yeah.
Throughout, like especially this week since it's fight week, she gets very nervous. But then she's behind me. She got me on my back as well.
Yeah. Oh, poor mama. That's me. Like I can't watch my baby get hit. Like even when we go to the fights, I'm learning to just watch because I'm watching everybody's. There's a move you're doing, and Carl used to write for a MMA magazine, and so he explains them. Before I was thought, that you just go in there and fight, but there's actually counter moves and like striker. I know that striker is a person that fights standing, and then the grappler you're more wrestling. So now I appreciate the fight more because understanding what you need to do to get to where you got to go. That's awesome.
I think another thing that people don't really understand, the casual fan is going to look at a fight, right? So I don't know, Conor McGregor is going to fight Dustin Poirier or something, and you hear about it, 6 months out, and they're training to, Dustin is training to avoid the kicks and the punches that Conor McGregor does, and so they do that all the way up. As a starting young fighter, you get fights changed on you at the last moment. So when you try to train for a certain fighter that's a wrestler, so I got to defend the takedown, I got to look for his weight distribute, all that kind of stuff, and then you go in and you fight that guy, and then at the last second you may end up getting the name switched. And when you're fighting young and up and coming fighters, there may not be a big fight catalog of video to go look at a new person. So it's almost this kind of fight anybody, be ready to say yes at any time. Have you experienced that either in the amateurs, because amateurs sometimes the same thing, they're trying to throw a card together. But I think you're going through that kind of situation right now, right?
Yeah, I've been through it from amateurs, even this fight. I got opponents switched out last minute, like yesterday.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So, but it doesn't really matter. I stick to the game plan.
Yeah.
Nothing really changes. So,
I think that's the luxury of having a fight camp with an opponent that has a lot of fight video that you can go watch, and then it stays constant. You make a game plan for a specific fighter, and you get to go execute the game plan. At the point that Bobby's at, he just wants to say yes, right? Like if they throw a name at you, it's like whoever. I've got my own game. I'm coming in.
That's awesome.
Does it make a difference to you? Do you just focus on I got to do what I do really well, and the fight will come my way, or are you and your camp more of I need to game plan specifically for a specific fighter?
No, we just stick to what I'm good at, and then if I fight the way I fight, then it'll just go my way. It'll go the way I predict it's gonna go.
And how do you, you obviously know your opponent for a matter of literally hours at this point. Where do you want to keep the fight? Where do you want to keep the exchanges and the flow of the fight at?
Honestly, it could go any way.
Yeah.
It could go top. It could be stand up. It could be on the ground. I've been practicing and training hard in every single position where we work out on the what ifs and what would happen if I'm in this position.
Yeah.
So I'm prepared for any position right now.
Is there a I think of like being under the cross mount or under mount or, you know, in a bad position. Do you start training in those positions? Like get yourself in a worst case scenario position and try to, you know, work the escapes? Or when you say that I'm ready for any position, what does the training look like to get ready for that?
So we just put myself in like the worst position you could think of. Is like someone has a choke on me, someone has my back, or someone's mounted on me, and I just gotta fight my way out. And throughout that process, my mind just starts like recognizing the positions and knowing how to get out.
There's
That's
so much
awesome.
more to it
I know.
than people, you know, casual fans would think is, you know, hopefully somebody's been in a position that they're in hundreds of times in training. And if you had a training camp where it was just all comfortable and sunshine and rainbows, could be in for a big surprise fight time. What's the hardest part for you getting ready for a fight?
Cutting weight.
Cutting weight.
Cutting weight. As you can't tell, but I love food. I love eating.
I'm with you.
I love eating, but that's probably the hardest part. It's just cutting weight. Fighting is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Fighting is the fun part.
Yeah.
Cutting weight is the hard part. That's it. Because the day of fight, the night, you're just like, you're in there already. The hard part's done.
Right.
Now it's to have fun.
Yeah, you hear that a lot. The fighters and wrestlers, again, here's the wrestler mentality, but he's not a wrestler. But a lot of wrestlers will say, you know, the fight is way easier than the training.
Yeah.
Like the match is not as hard as the training. The training is going to be way harder because of teammates that push you, bigger teammates that push you, just, you know, teammates that are more experienced. From a fight management standpoint, what does this week look like? I know it's all promotion, right? You're trying to get in front of as many people as you can. That's why we get lucky that you're in the studio on a Sunday. But from a fight management standpoint, what does fight week look like for you?
It, like you said, it's a lot of promotion. So I know earlier we sent out a mass text to all of our fighters, you know, to get their Facebook banners updated with their promo shots and you know, to make sure that everybody's promoting hard and still selling tickets up until the very last minute. I mean, it's definitely lots of phone calls and text messages fielding questions and people trying to buy tickets at the very last minute. I mean, even up until the hour before. So we just want to make sure that, you know, we're getting everybody in there to support our fighters, which we have 6 of on this card.
Wow.
That's a lot. That's awesome.
I was unaware of that. When I talked to JT, he didn't let me know there were 6 fighters. And so you think there's, what, 5 or 6 prelims, 4 or 5 televised prelims, and then a 4 or 5 fight card. You're maybe a fourth of the card. I mean, you're a big portion. Rhythmic Catalyst is a big portion of the event. It seems like the SAP Center is a home for Rhythmic Catalyst fight management. Like there are a lot of people in Northern California that fight under that banner. Is that kind of is that a common thing? If there's an event, a Bellator event in San Jose at the SAP Center, that this is usually a big event for Rhythmic Catalyst?
Definitely. Yeah, we would definitely call it home. A lot of our fighters are here local to Northern California, and Joe has a really good working relationship with Bellator. So it's definitely where you'll see most of our fighters. I mean, occasionally we do have folks like Cass who will travel out for their fights, but yeah.
We would be we could tell where Cass's crew was at because they came down from Eureka or Crescent City or someplace up by Oregon. I mean, far closer to Oregon than it is San Jose. And you would see this just sea of green.
Yeah.
And the team green or green
Lime
team.
green.
It was all the same green. And it was interesting. Like we'd be around other people in the crowd, and they'd look over and go, "Oh, that must be a local boy." I was like, "Well, local is in California, but LA is closer than
where he's coming
from where he's coming from."
Has COVID changed a lot of the way you train, or like we've been shut down for a year? Has it made you train harder? Has it helped you? Or
COVID, yeah, it motivated me a little bit more just because that wait, just waiting for like that opportunity to fight for Bellator.
Yeah.
And plus it's a big stage. And
yes.
plus it's my pro debut as well. So it just motivated me to train harder.
Right.
My training it picked up just because a lot of it was just me and my dad.
Yeah.
Just because we try to keep as less contact with other people in training. But then once we opened back up, that's where training even got more harder.
Yeah.
And what we created like more of a bond with me and my teammates.
Yeah. Yeah. Has the SAP Center and Bellator, do they have COVID I don't know, protocols for the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I believe we do. We want to make sure that everybody's in good health.
Yeah, yeah. Do the fighters have to get tested?
Oh yeah,
beforehand. Yeah,
we gotta get tested. When do we get tested?
I think the athletic commission has. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure the athletic commission has COVID protocols they're following.
Tested more than once.
Yeah. I think we're getting tested on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Then we get tested. I think we get tested like every other day.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. And do they make you get vaccinated? Do you know, Christine?
I'm not too sure about the answer to that, actually.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Just being nosy. Just being nosy.
No worries.
So the relationship with your dad, I'm interested in that because I love the family connection. Has it? I know you're as close as you can be with your dad, but I'm thinking that with your dad, it makes it even more special. That other than someone outside of your camp, because he's your dad, right? And I'm looking at your face. He's probably your hero too. So, does it make you work harder for your goal, right? Just not only for you, but to make your dad proud and your family, which you are already doing. Trust me, I see your dad's face all lit up all the time when he looks at you. But does it make you work a little harder because it's your dad?
Oh, for sure, it's my dad. But then when I was little, my goal was to always impress him. Yeah. But then the older I got, the more it was just a bond.
Yeah.
It was more it's just a father-son thing. We were just working hard together.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Good
Talk
job.
a little bit about the lineage and just knowing where Kaju Kembo comes from, and then hearing the different generations up that have been involved in it. The roots go back to Hawaii. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And was your grandfather involved in the group from Palama?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So for those that don't know, the Kaju Kembo is a martial arts that has its roots and its origin in Kaju Kembo, particularly in Hawaii. So talk a little bit about that, about the lineage that your family has with that sport.
So
with that art.
It all started from my great grandpa, George Seronio, and then from there it passed down to my grandpa, his name is Bobby Seronio Sr. And then taught down to my dad, Bobby Seronio Jr.
Okay.
And from there, my dad, he took the art and kind of elevated it. He stepped out the boundaries of Kaju Kembo and made it to a next level. And then from there, me and my sisters, we were his lab rats in the garage.
Does this work?
Yeah.
Is this effective?
My dad, he would test a lot of stuff. We would watch videos and he's like, hey, let's try this. Let's try to do that. And then we'll try in the garage. And then from there, once we start getting better at it, we start competing in tournaments. And then from local tournaments, then we'll go to outside state. And eventually we qualify for the World Games.
Oh, wow.
So,
and where were the World Games at?
It was held in a lot of places. We started, my first time fighting in a World Game was North Carolina. Then I fought in Sacramento a few times, then Buffalo, New York, or just around. Myself, I hold the record for 20 world titles in sport karate as a junior.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
And as a school, we hold like over like 40 world titles altogether.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy amazing.
And that's it. Again, these were the clips that JT had sent me. I wouldn't have known that. Not that the striking wasn't amazing, but the well-roundedness. Usually I can tell, like, that's a wrestler who's a wrestler until he gets punched.
Yeah.
And then immediately his instinct takes over and they take him down.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what his strength is just by watching it. Talk a little bit about training outside of the art. So I don't know if specifically wrestling and defending takedowns and those kind of things is part of that art, but how do you get your wrestling game leveled up so that you're competitive in MMA?
Well, I started doing wrestling freshman year in high school. I wrestled all 4 years.
Wow. What school did you go to?
American High School.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. And then I wrestled for Sac City College.
Oh, okay.
So I wrestled there. And then from then, from high school wrestling to college wrestling is totally different. They're like, it's like way more intense than high school. Like when you're in high school and you're wrestling, you're like, oh, this is a hard sport.
Yeah.
And then once you go to college wrestling, you're like, oh, this is definitely a hard sport. But then like from training in a freshman year of high school all the way to college, you just build this mentality, you build this grind of like never stopping. And then like you hate losing more than you hate winning. So
Jerry Rice, the great receiver for the 49ers, would talk about that, how his fear of losing was bigger than his want to win. Like he just didn't want to lose. He didn't want to hear the other team talking trash after the game. He didn't want to, all those kind of things. He just was like, I just never wanted to lose. He had that competitiveness. And I think that translates to the wrestling room because it's so personal, right?
Yeah.
It's not like there's 11 guys on the team and there's 11 guys on this team. It's just
you're always fighting
and the
for
other
that spot.
person on the mat fighting against each other one-on-one, just like the living room. That's why you're so familiar with it.
That's awesome. The fight is this Saturday, September 18th at the SAP Center in San Jose. Bobby will be fighting. Do you know where on the card you are? Or?
No, I don't know where.
Yeah, you find out that day.
Again, that's the fighters in the undercard and the prelims. They get shuffled around. They get told, hey, you're the order is you're fourth up. And then they come to you, 2 hours before and say you're first.
Yeah.
Or, it's just that it's that tough as you break into the ranks, the pro ranks, especially with, this isn't professional at some regional event. This is professional with one of the two premier MMA organizations in the world.
Yeah.
UFC and Bellator. And to be doing that is a huge step up in competition.
Yeah,
do you think about that? Do you think about, this is going to be, way different? Or is it, again, centered on, I got to fight my own fight. I got to do what I'm supposed to do?
No, I'm just walking up to this fight like it's an ordinary fight.
Awesome.
I know.
And to be, less than a week out and doing press. I know that Rhythmic Catalyst is big, like, you got to get out there and do it. But I know, he just got off of practice when I talked to him. When I had a brief pre-interview, he was just getting done with practice. And I was wondering, so a week out, what do the workout sessions look like? You're still shooting for 135 at an eventual time with the weigh-in, but is the heavy training that could lead to injury, those kind of things, how does that balance out the closer you get to the fight?
Since it's a week out now, just focus on cutting weight. We did all the hard sparring. We did all the hard training. Now just start slowly shedding weight off.
Seems like you're right on pace at 141, 6 days out. He's in a good spot.
Take me a whole 2 months to lose 6 pounds.
You would see that on The Ultimate Fighter, the reality show for the UFC. There was I think season 1.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but he ended up dropping like 20 pounds in 24 hours. And people were like, how is that even possible? And, most of the wrestling and MMA world was like, a lot of pain, a lot of heat, a lot of activity. But being this low at this point, seems like you're in a pretty good spot.
Really good spot. We just we want to thank you for coming in this morning. Can we you want to get some shout outs and some thank yous before we let you out?
I like to shout out my sponsors, because without them, like, as a fighter, especially going to pro, I found out it's really expensive. It's expensive.
Yeah.
So, like, with my sponsors, they helped out a lot. With
And who are your sponsors?
my sponsors, I got
who we got, Dad?
I got
Who we got?
church. I got church cannabis right here.
You got your hat on.
Well, you got
Yes,
that.
very good.
That's good.
My
When
hat.
they wear them, you don't
Shout
gotta
out.
remember. Right here.
Yes.
I got Hawaiian fight gear.
Nice.
I got Freshly Rooted Tribe. They're the CMOS company.
Cool.
They're really good.
Yeah.
They were like a big part of my weight cut too.
Nice.
And I got Fast City Kennel.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fast City Kennels.
Yeah. So and
who else, Dad? Do we miss anybody?
Life Enhancement.
Oh, Life Enhancement. My Uncle Hakeem.
Is
Nice.
that are those supplements? Life Enhancement, or what is?
Yeah, they're all supplements.
Oh, good. Good
They're
stuff.
all majority of all my sponsors. They help me. They help me cut weight.
Oh, good.
So and help me like fuel my body.
Yeah.
So like those hard practices, I take them
Nice.
right before I go to sleep or something.
Awesome.
Because you got to be able to shut it down at the end of the night, and get that rest, get the recovery.
Yes.
This may be a question better for pace for Dad, but I'll ask you. So a lot of times you hear fighters that, I don't know, Brock Lesnar, for example. Everybody suspected or knew that he was juiced.
Yeah.
And then he ends up taking a test. And then, of course, I was a supplement. You hear so many fighters say, oh, it was a tainted supplement. And, I just shake my head and think that if that were my job, I'm not going to put anything in my body until I'm positive of it, So I always just shake my head when I hear tainted supplement. I guess it's been proven a few times that it was, but is that a thing for you? Like, do you worry about the supplements or things that you ingest, or you just trust your management, trust your fight team that the things that you're getting are okay?
Oh no, I trust everyone.
Yes.
I make sure I talk to them, make sure kind of evaluate them, make sure they're straight up with all their stuff. So by the time I take them, I'm like, all right,
you're comfortable.
I'm fine with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Christine, anything you want to get out for Rhythmic Catalyst before we let you guys go?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to our Rhythmic Catalyst team who's watching. I know I saw Joe in the comment section right before we started, so I know you're listening. And yeah, just buy some tickets, support Bobby and the rest of our fighters, and we'll see you at Bellator.
Yeah, thank you so much, both of you, the whole crew, for coming down this morning and sharing your Sunday morning with us. We really appreciate the time that you took to get here, and we're looking forward to hearing great things and seeing you fight like crazy. So we'll be cheering you on. We'll be cheering Bobby on. Please get your tickets this Saturday, September 18th. I'm going to cry. Rhythmic Catalyst. I'm so proud of the work that Christine, Rhythmic Catalyst have been doing for years, and we've been watching them grow, and you're with a really good team. So we're grateful to have you in studio. Get your tickets. We're going to be posting the flyer, of course, all week, and get your tickets from Joe. Reach out to Rhythmic Catalyst. Please go check out Bobby this Saturday in San Jose. Catch us here every Sunday. Catch this amazing team, Saturday, September 18th, SAP Center in San Jose. God bless your journey, Bobby. Thank you for coming in, Christine. That's it. Catch us next week. Come back to Faika with us.
Love y'all.